Hey everyone, and welcome. We all know UPI has totally revolutionized how we pay for everything in India. But with that incredible convenience, there's always a risk. So today we're going to break down the massive security evolution that's coming in 2026, and it's all designed to keep our money safe. Okay, let's dive right in.
So why this huge overhaul? Why now? It all starts with this one absolutely staggering number, 23,000 crore rupees. That is the estimated amount of money that's been lost to UPI fraud just in the last few years. This isn't some small issue. It's a gigantic financial hole that desperately needed a powerful fix.
And look, it's really not an exaggeration to call UPI our digital lifeline. I mean, think about it. From your local street food vendor to the biggest online retailers, it's just how we do things now. And because it's so woven into the fabric of our daily lives, that 23,000 crore number we just saw becomes that much scarier. Protecting this system isn't just important, it's absolutely critical.
But there's a flip side to all this instant gratification. The very speed that makes UPI so incredible is also what scammers love to exploit. See, real-time payments can mean real-time fraud, and that's created some pretty serious weaknesses in the system.
Let me give you a really nasty example of how this plays out. It's called the digital arrest scam. As you see here, this is where fraudsters pretend to be police officers or some other authority. They'll get you on a call, maybe even a video call, and accuse you of some terrible crime. They create this bubble of absolute terror to bully you into sending them money to, clear your name. It's a horrible and terrifyingly effective tactic.
And this gets to the absolute heart of the problem. For the longest time, UPI transactions had two key features. They were instant and they were irreversible. The second you hit enter on that PIN, poof, the money was gone. Scammers could bounce it between a dozen different accounts in a matter of seconds, making it practically impossible for you to ever see it again.
Okay, so how do you even begin to fix a problem like that? Well, get ready for your new safety net. Let's look at the first major upgrade, the 1-hour transaction hold. You can think of this as your personal, built-in cooling-off period, designed specifically to stop those high-pressure scams in their tracks.
So how does it actually work? It's pretty simple, really. If you're sending more than 10,000 rupees to someone for the very first time, the system automatically kicks in. The money is debited, but it's held in this kind of pending zone. Now, here's the magic part. You get a full 60-minute window to think about it. If you realize something's off, maybe that police officer on the phone was a fake, you can just cancel the transaction. And boom, the money is back in your account instantly. It puts all the power right back where it belongs, with you.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. Is this going to slow everything down? Is buying my coffee going to take an hour now? The answer is a definite no. As you can see right here, all your normal, everyday payments for groceries, cabs, bills, sending a little cash to a friend you've paid before, all of that stays instant. This hold only, and I mean only, applies to that very specific situation, a big, first-time payment to a brand new person.
All right, but it gets even better. Let's talk about the next massive upgrade. This is what I like to call the ultimate panic button, the emergency kill switch. Think of this as the emergency brake for your finances in a worst-case scenario, like if your phone gets stolen.
And just look at the difference here. The before is pure chaos, right? You're panicking, you're trying to call the bank, you're stuck listening to hold music, and all the while you're losing precious time. Now, it's calm. It's one tap in your banking app, an instant UPI freeze. All transactions are blocked, period. You get total peace of mind knowing your account is secure while you get things sorted. The change is from frantic chaos to immediate control.
So let's just quickly break down what this thing actually does. First, it's a total financial freeze. It doesn't just block payments from your account, it blocks them to your account too. It completely locks it down. Second, this gives you instant protection. The second you hit that button, any fraud that might be happening is stopped cold. And maybe most importantly, the block stays on until you and only you go through a secure process to turn it back on.
But wait, there's more. Seriously. The 1-hour hold and the kill switch are the big headliners, but they're part of a whole suite of upgrades coming in 2026. All of them are designed to build a much stronger, much safer fortress around the entire payment system.
Now this is a big one, mandatory two-factor authentication, or 2FA. Starting April 1st, 2026, just knowing your UPI PIN won't be enough to move money around. The system is going to require a second piece of proof that it's really you, something like your fingerprint, your Face ID, or a one-time code sent to your phone. It just adds another powerful lock on the door that makes it way harder for a thief to get in.
Next up, there's a really thoughtful layer of protection being added specifically for our senior citizens. For anyone over 60, any large transaction over 50,000 rupees will now need a second thumbs up from a trusted person they've chosen beforehand, like their son or daughter. This is so important. It acts like a crucial second pair of eyes to help prevent those awful scams that often target the elderly.
This system is also getting a tune-up behind the scenes. Now, you might not even notice these changes, but they're super important for making everything run smoother. Things like limiting the number of balance checks or processing big batches of automatic payments late at night when the network is quiet. These little technical tweaks all add up to a more stable system for all of us, which hopefully means fewer of those annoying transaction failed messages.
You know, there's a quote from the reports on all this that just perfectly captures the whole idea. And it's this: trading a tiny fraction of convenience for a massive upgrade in consumer safety. That, right there, is the entire philosophy driving all of these changes.
So what we're really seeing here is a fundamental shift. For years, the story of UPI was all about pure, blinding speed. Now, the focus is shifting to what you might call intelligent safety. We're building in smart, small bits of friction that protect us when we need it most, but without getting in the way of our daily lives.
And that really leaves us with a big question, doesn't it? With these new layers of protection, this new intelligent friction, and these emergency controls, have we finally found that perfect sweet spot between the incredible speed we all love and the absolute safety we all need? It's definitely something to think about. Thanks so much for tuning in.